And if he shows up in the next 3 minutes, then we can go on with him. But if not, we'll go on without him.
With the Phil?
With the Phil, yeah.
The Phil.
Oh, he just came online, so...
Oh, of course he did. Of course he did, Richard. Come on now. Oh, look at that.
2 minutes to spare.
The Mothman cometh.
Would you have a purple shower to put in this week?
No. I had a blue sink to put in, and I had a toilet to put in. Yeah, and now I'm tearing apart.
The red toilet.
Yeah, and I'm putting I'm tearing apart the back deck. In fact, I just came in from there.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. I'm thankful for the break.
And no more. You're not allowed to bring up the blue sink anymore. That's old hat. That's last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. God damn it.
All right.
There's only so much time that I will give you for that. Yes, and we are live, Phil.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Yes, because your home improvement projects take more precedence than the Squatchable.
Podcast. They do. Yep.
No. Phil the Tool Man.
I heard a lot of people watch it on my channel thinking it was Phil's channel last week.
Oh.
Well, how about that?
They got confused.
I'm confused.
Catch me outside. How about that?
That's a thing now.
Yeah. I think you and Phil should throw down for the title.
We are live, huh?
Yeah, we're live.
Phil,
we were waiting for you. You totally screwed up the whole flow of the show. Richard and I were going great. Everything was so smooth, and then boom, Phil.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah. All right then. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Squatchable podcast, where we take a look at some of the Bigfoot stories throughout the week. Joining me, as always, from the 40 Slip, we have Chris York. Chris, how are you?
Wonderful.
He is wonderful.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Phil.
And joining us on time, a sign that the apocalypse is nigh, Phil Pulling. Phil, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Phil.
And Mad King Richard the Cruel.
Indeed, that is my nomiker. And if you enjoy Power Breakdown and the 40 Slip, you might enjoy the badly drawn misadventures of two Bigfoot. Head on over to Bigfooting with Keeson Collin on Facebook, where I'm delighted to announce that the Dover Demon has finally found his thing. Without further ado, I am your host, Richard Allen, and let's just get on with it. Our first story is not a conference, but an update of a conference. In Pierce County, Washington State, a hotbed of Sasquatch activity, the third International Conference for Primal People is being held there. The conference is slotted for this weekend. It's organized by Tom Cantrell, the man, the myth, the legend. There's things out there people don't understand, said Cantrell, who recently made Imclaw his home. I've spent 60 years in the pursuit and have learned a lot. It was not far where I lived at the time when I was growing up, and it lit my fire, Cantrell said, adding he was 15 at the time when the Patterson-Gimlin film came out. It was filmed in the same general area as where he found some footprints a decade earlier, and said, well, there wasn't much chance to do more than read when you're into the North Atlantic, he said, based on a submarine in the Navy at the time. The Navy transferred Cantrell to Washington's Olympic Peninsula in 1968, where he stayed after he had left the armed forces to get a logging engineering degree from the UW. It was his degree which allowed him to spend a lot of his workday in the woods that led to his first sighting. The third conference kicks off with a meet and greet at 5 p.m. at the Expo Center of Enumclaw Fieldhouse. And the following day is also at the Fieldhouse, with various people giving presentations about their own experience with the Sasquatch from 9 to 5, including Scott Taylor of the Bigfoot Field Research Organization. The keynote speaker will be Dr. Rob Alley, author of Raincoat Sasquatch, after 8 p.m. The Convention moves to Greenwater Community Center on Sunday, April 28th for hands-on classes from 9 a.m. to noon. Gents, no new conference, but an update on one we've already covered. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that if they're going to attend today's activities, they've only got 2 hours left.
Indeed.
Just saying.
Isn't the one going on this weekend near me?
There's one going on near you as well. There's 3 conferences happening this weekend.
It's the trifecta.
The trifecta, yeah. I know that none of us really believe in the woo stuff, but, you know, Primal People, Tom Cantrell, it's all happening.
Well, Primal People, I mean, that's just the way, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there are some Native Americans with the Salish tribes who call Bigfoot the tribal people, you know. I would say they're a lost tribe is what they purport them to be. But that's just a thing. It's not, it's just a thing.
Just a thing.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a thing.
Yeah. But so Cantrell's been into this for a long time.
60 years, according to him.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, I'm not into the woo side of things, but I listened to an interesting podcast over the past week with Graham Hancock and Joe Rogan. And the Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock have been purporting now for a long time that there's evidence of a civilization that was here in the Americas long before the crossing of the land bridge. And I just wonder if maybe if that was the case, if there was some other type of people's civilization that was here, and this is a stretch, that they are a leftover relic. But
well, I do know that there's firm evidence of old arrow points that have been found on the East Coast that have only been found in Europe. So it looks like there may have been some prehistoric people on the other end of the coast.
Yeah, there's a lot more information. I mean, if you ever get a chance, Phil, it's a fascinating listen, because he talks about the lost civilization of the Americas, like, and all the information that they're finding out now, and it's changing the way the stuff that's coming out now is changing the way they've thought about the history of man. So, some interesting stuff. Just a thought. Just something I thought I'd throw out there.
No, I mean, it's cool. Of course, but I mean, then again, you look at Australia, you look at the Aborigine. I mean, they basically evolved separately from the Europeans. So
well, that's the interesting thing about this is that they think that the peoples that were here were more closely akin to the Aborigines.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an interesting, interesting listen if you get a chance. Yeah,
it is awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Check that out.
Moving on to our next story, On the Trail of Bigfoot, a review from a blogger. And it's a very pretty DVD and case, and the blog starts off by complimenting the DVD package. It does look very professional and very well done. It's a 2-disc DVD set that features 6 episodes that are less than 30 minutes each. In the first disc, a lot of the content centers on where the stories of Bigfoot originated and the history of not only the creature, but on the hunters who have chased after Bigfoot. For example, one episode discusses the 4 men who pioneered the field of Bigfoot hunting. The 4 horsemen, we all know them. Other episodes go into the numerous theories of what Bigfoot is and where he came from. One episode focuses on the theory that some believe Bigfoot is tied to aliens. But that's probably one of the more endearing parts of the documentary. It doesn't try to tear anyone down. It gives everyone the same amount of respect and platform to tell their story. It would be incredibly easy to poke fun at people in this kind of scenario, especially when they get into the personal lives of hunters and discuss their personal beliefs on how they hunt for Bigfoot. That being said, the blogger would have preferred someone with a more skeptical approach to weigh in on the subject. Even the skeptics presented here are still basically saying, oh yeah, there's something out there. It would have been interesting to have an expert in some sort of field offer their insight into what could be possibly going on to their woods that wasn't Bigfoot related. Did you guys read the story?
Yeah.
I did not get a chance myself.
When was this released again?
On the trail of Bigfoot, it's recently this year, like last month, wasn't it?
Okay, because I thought I've seen this cover before. You know, if you enlarge this and frame it, avid Bigfooters would just love to have that on their wall. That is cool looking.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm just, might be worth a watch.
March is when it came out.
Okay, and how long is it?
It's 6 episodes,
yeah.
so it's a TV miniseries.
Under 30 minutes each, Phil. If you've been paying attention instead of like working out the dimensions of your new deck.
No, it's not my job. No, my job is not to pay attention.
So that'd be about 150.
My job is just to be here.
Oh,
and I'm here, so.
Oh.
He's like Steve
there.
from your show. He's the
I was just gonna say that, Richard. I was just gonna go there.
It is an outstanding DVD case. I've seen one episode, and it's a bit too for me. Like they come from the approach that Bigfoot is real. That is this approach from this TV show.
Like it's a given.
Like it's a given. Like they're not looking for it. They're just like, yeah, Bigfoot's real. This is about some of the, but they do go into detail on the Four Horsemen, and that's always cool. We do like the Four Horsemen,
especially the guy who sold the Kokanee beer
of the apocalypse.
The Kokanee beer of the apocalypse.
Yeah,
those were great commercials.
But yeah, it's available now, and if you enjoy Bigfoot programs, give it a watch. It's pretty good, and it is a really cool DVD box. Moving on, we have a new video from our own Power Breakdown.
Oh God!
The first video in a few.
Is this the one where he shows off his blue sink?
This is the one, yeah.
Oh.
It's 3 minutes long. That's a standard film video. He doesn't go into the same amount of detail that Bigfoot Tony does. Like last week's episode, which was really cool because, he did a really good breakdown and slated everyone in the Bigfoot community.
And check out Para Home Improvement coming next week to YouTube.
Where he gets poltergeists to fix his house for him. Well, Phil hoped we had a good Easter. He opened with that. He fixed a sink during his. He then moves on to the video. It has no name or exact location. A man shares a snapshot of something from a trail cam. It's very blurry. It's a tall, dark silhouette. Apparently the hunter thought he was being chased by something, so he set up several trap cams. Phil didn't know what a trap cam was throughout the forest, and it revealed a picture of Bigfoot. Phil asked the important question, is Bigfoot naturally blurry? He points out that most trail cam pics are clear, and this one isn't. Points out that it doesn't have any of the normal stuff associated with trail cam pics, no timestamp or make of the camera. Phil then goes on to enhance it before giving up entirely and ends his video by saying there's too many questions and absolutely no answers. Chris, have you seen his video?
Yes, I saw the video.
Phil, do you remember making it?
Which one was it again? The one with the blurry Squatch in it?
Yeah, the one you just did 2 days.
The interesting thing about it, that kind of piqued my interest was when he called it a trap cam. Now
that's why it's blurry, Phil. A trap cam. It's not a trail cam.
Well, there's no such thing as a trap cam. There's a tripwire camera.
Shows how much you know, Phil.
Shutter release mechanism that they used to hook with a tripwire. And it was just a standard 35 millimeter single end reflex type of camera with a special attachment with a tripwire on it. But try to get one these days. And he said he put up several of them around the area. And one of them happened to catch it, and he calls it a trap cam, which is dumb. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, unless he's talking about a trail cam. And it's the only thing I can think of. And it certainly wasn't a tripwire cam because you just can't find them.
What about a bouncing Betty cam?
Now that could have happened. You know, maybe the Squatch stepped on it and it popped up and took his picture
It could have been.
of his ass.
It's
We
a
don't-
blurry anything.
We don't know, Phil.
I can't even tell if it's a face. I mean, people say, "Yeah, I can see the face." Okay, well, let's go back and
So
everybody.
maybe what we need to do is put like, did you see the video that the guy did over the holidays about people stealing packages where he put the little thing with the iPhones and the glitter?
Yes.
Maybe we need to put those out in the woods. And maybe Bigfoot will open a package.
That was cool.
Get glitter.
It was just
shot
that. It was
all
just
over
like the bouncing Betty. You know, they get inside the car and it goes everywhere. And it sticks all over everything, and then it's recording everything he's doing.
That's what we need to do.
From 4 different angles.
We need to put out all these little boxes with Amazon labels on them in the woods.
And then, of course, the stink bomb.
Yeah. Well, we don't need the stink bomb because Bigfoot smells already.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, it's a little redundant.
It's incredibly redundant.
Well, we could always light up a skookum because the
Skogum.
the Bigfoot urine is what gives it its flavor.
That's right. Skogum cigarettes.
But, yeah.
Continue.
Thank you. Moving on to Squatchable, we had a 12-minute long video. A space for 3 visits the Skunk Ape headquarters.
Is that the Skunk Ape headquarters? That picture?
No, I believe that's just a picture of Bigfoot.
No, he's sitting on it.
And research center in Okeechobee, Florida, on the Florida Everglades. Skunk Ape is known to be the cousin of Bigfoot. That's known, right? That's a fact. It's little small.
They have each other's number. You know, they get together on the holidays.
It's the tiki version.
It is mostly sighted in the Florida Everglades or Okeechobee, Florida. The headquarters was founded by Dave Shealy, who at the early age of 10 spotted the skunk ape with his hi brother for the first time. Urban legend, hoax or reality, the skunk ape headquarters continues to do research and is becoming a popular Florida roadside attraction. This is Dave Shealy from the 1997 skunk ape picture. It's basically a couple. They go around the building. They look at all the leaflets, literature, look at the pictures, look at the big snake they've got. They interview the woman tour guide, goes through all the details of the headquarters with the renting of camping equipment and the camping site. But the only thing that I noted was apparently that the cast is wrong because the footprint has 5 toes and skunk ape definitely has 4 toes. That's what I took away from the video. It's a nice little It's not really a podcast. It's like a mini documentary, I guess. 12 minutes long on Squatchable. Guys, did you watch that?
Yeah. And they actually explained that the cast, they're selling those foot casts, and they're advertised when you buy them as fakes. And that's not the actual cast. And it's not even a copy of the actual cast that if you had been paying attention, Richard.
Well, yeah, they say it's not the actual cast because it had 5 toes and not 4.
Yeah, that's what they're selling it. And they have a couple of bumps and that you can set it on table. And so it's just kind of up off the table. That's okay. But they were going to bring the real one by, I believe, that weekend. The real cast from the real sighting location. So that would have been cool.
The real deal.
The real deal. But it wasn't there. They missed it.
Is it just a picture? Isn't there a video with the Dave Shealy thing?
Yeah. That's the I believe that's the one where he was like up in a tree and it was running off in the distance through tall grass and so forth.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. And it was running rather quickly.
Where's Tim Fasano when we need him?
At the time he was driving cab. making
this
money.
was back in '97. He wasn't a thing back then.
Listen,
Yeah.
WWTFD.
Mhm.
You know,
What would Tim Fasano do?
that's right. It needs to be a thing now.
I think we should make that a thing.
It is now, right now.
Yeah.
We
I'm
just
talking to all 5 of my fans now.
That's right. WWTFD. What would Tim Fasano do?
Anytime someone says anything, that's the question you need to respond with. What would
That's right.
Tim Fasano do?
That's right. How would he solve this problem?
How would he solve it? He
Mhm.
should do a breakdown. He's doing breakdowns now. Get out there and
Yeah.
break down the Dave Shealy picture.
Yeah.
All right.
WWTFD.
And finally, from Trib Live,
From Tribbles Live.
Tribbles Live, we have Kecksburg UFO and Bigfoot researcher to speak at Latrobe Library. UFO and Bigfoot researcher Stan Gordon of Greensburg will share his knowledge about strange encounters of Pennsylvania, May 4th in Latrobe. Gordon will present his illustrated lecture at 2 p.m. in Adams Memorial Library, 112 Ligonia Street. He'll discuss the alleged 1965 crash landing of an unidentified flying object in 1965 near Kecksburg. The incident is detailed in the documentary DVD Kecksburg, The Untold Story, narrated by Gordon. Other topics will include a wave of UFO and Bigfoot activity that was reported in 1973. Gordon will update the audience on more recent strange encounters he's been investigating based on reports from 2017 to 2019. Gordon began his research of strange phenomenon in 1959 at age 10, expanded into field investigations after the Kecksburg incident. His presentation will include a display of UFO and Bigfoot information and a book and DVD signing. Gordon has written the book Silent Invasion, the Pennsylvania UFO Bigfoot Casebook, Really Mysterious Pennsylvania, and Astonishing Encounters, Pennsylvania's Unknown Creatures. The event is free, but space is limited. I was not aware of a Kecksburg UFO crash landing.
Richard.
Oh, no.
Sorry, wrong show.
No, that's the right show.
The Kecksburg UFO. That's a huge ancient aliens thing. Richard.
It was some kind
It
of
was some kind of
alien.
acorn-shaped spacecraft that landed in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. Also, some Bigfoot sightings were also recorded at the time. There's the Kecksburg crash, which they relate to the Nazi bell. A lot of people do, because the
shape
is similar.
Mhm.
And
That's the one where the military goes into town and tells everybody, now you got to shut up.
That's right. The
You
military
know,
comes in, big government cover
You
up.
did not see this acorn.
Alex Jones. Is it some kind of false flag operation there, Phil?
Yeah, I'm going to investigate this. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, the Kecksburg UFO crash. It's an interesting case.
Everyone's heard of Roswell, but there are other alien ships that have crash landed.
Yeah.
This is, of course, is a Bigfoot show, so.
Well, the thing with the Pennsylvania UFO sightings is that a high percentage of them also included Bigfoot sightings. So there was
even if not at the time, later on they stuck it in there.
yeah, Phil, you got that right. No, there was
so cynical.
There were. I do know that's the case with not necessarily with the Kecksburg crash, but with some other Pennsylvania sightings. So,
and Washington State sightings.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon that happens quite a bit where people say they see Bigfoot with or in conjunction with UFOs. But it is also something that's shunned in the Bigfoot community.
Yeah, not a lot of people buy into Bigfoot as an alien, but yeah, it's one of the more. I'd be willing to accept that more than, Bigfoot is a paranormal entity from another dimension. But I suppose technically
I agree.
That's an alien.
I agree, and I also think that we don't know enough about it to say whether or not what it is. That it is something that's here. or whatnot. We don't have enough knowledge about it to say anything really all that concrete about it.
Very true.
So until we do, it's all speculation.
Hmm.
So that's
Good
the way I
point.
see it
Fair
anyway.
point. Well made.
Speaking of speculation,
Hmm.
Monday, stay tuned on my channel Monday, Mothman. Okay.
Mothman.
Mothman.
Mothman, yeah.
You're doing a bit
Yeah,
of
I'm-
shameless plugging right now.
Yes, it is shameless plugging, and if you like that, stick around for some more shameless plugging. So, you know, it's just coming up. No, really, I spend a lot of time on this one, so, and it's going to be lengthy. Right now, I'm just kind of putting together the artwork and all that shit and stuff.
doing like a documentary on your channel.
Yeah, it's docu style, but you know, it's I kind of look at both sides of the
I
equation.
do like me some Mothman.
You know,
Yeah, you gonna ruin the Mothman for me, Phil?
I'm just going to bring up both
Chris's
sides. You decide.
Okay.
You know,
I'm
it is
just going
Chris's
to lay out. I'm just going to lay out the facts as I know them, and that's it.
I'm gonna decide to, believe in the Mothman.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's
Watch
what I
it.
decided.
Watch
Sure.
it.
I did check out. I got curious today. I checked out the Mothman statue that Gene St. Jean did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! If anybody gets a chance to look at it, Gene St. Jean Studios, the Mothman statue that he did. He's also got the Beast of Bray Road on there. I think the Mothman statue is like $125, but that thing looks amazing.
Well, they're not that large, but the detail on them is incredible.
Yeah, he does great work. Great work. So, and he's the one that put out that whole creature replica set, which has
Right.
Bigfoot, and he has a Patty bust and a Patty figure. He also did the Legend of Boggy Creek statue. His work is just amazing. It's incredible stuff. So if you get a chance, check that out.
And more shameless plugs on the way.
From you?
No.
Oh.
No, that was for Gene St. Jean.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I guess it would be called technically a shout out.
Yes. You were talking about Mothman, though.
That's true.
Good old Mothman. I always like to think that these days he's like an alcoholic and he's given up and he just turns up at people's houses and says something mildly unpleasant's going to happen to you.
It's just like tomorrow they're not going to pick up your garbage.
Just giving up. Just giving up.
Your toilet's not gonna flush.
Right.
It's gonna be horrible, man.
By the way, you
might want to have a drink or two.
got a dollar or two you can spare.
For cryptid down on his luck. All right. Well, that wraps us up for this week. We will be back next week, despite the hopes of many. I believe that Matt Knapp still wants to hear from you if you've had paranormal or Bigfoot encounters. You can reach him at bigfootcrossroads@gmail.com. And if you're listening on my channel, the links to the stories we discussed are in the description. If you're listening on Phil's channel, well, you're out of luck. You'll have to find my channel to find the links.
I'll put a link to your channel for my channel.
Oh, there you are then. So Circle of Life, you have to go to my channel to get the links. Excellent. Chris, do you have anything to say about what show you're doing tomorrow night?
I don't quite know yet. We do have the big Bigfoot debate, the Great Bigfoot debate of 2019, UK versus US. That's Richard Allen versus Matt Knapp, which is coming up. I don't know if we'll be doing that tomorrow. I'd have to discuss it with Matt. But otherwise, I don't know. We just came off the Easter special that we did.
It was a very good episode.
I don't know what we're gonna wind up doing, but we will see. I do look forward to the debate between you and Matt. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
This has been another shameless plug.
Yeah, I thought I'd just get them all out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we'll see you next week. It's good night from me and it's good night from them. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.